Well, rejection never ever has the final say. It may be a delay or a distraction or a devastation for a season, but it does not have to be the final word of your life, because with Jesus, you are always invited in. He will give you a love that cannot be shaken, taken, broken, or anything. His love is permanent, and He can take the worst rejection of your life and He can use it to deepen inside of you a great compassion where you're able to look at the majority of the world who has also been rejected, and you're able to say two of the greatest words that you can ever say to someone when they're hurting: me too. Me too. Like, I know what it feels like to be uninvited. I know what it feels like to be rejected. You know, not everybody's going to be able to relate to your successes in life, but everybody will be able to relate to your failures, to that sense of I've royally messed up, or I've been super rejected in a season of my life. When you say me too, it's a great blessing. So use that feeling of rejection and let Jesus make you more compassionate than ever. You know, one of my favorite verses in the Bible is found in Mark chapter 3, starting in verse 13. It says, when Jesus went up on a mountainside and called to Him those He wanted, and they came to Him, He appointed 12. He appointed these 12 disciples to do two things, two great purposes. It says that they might be with Him and that He might send them out to preach and have authority to drive out demons. Yes, He wanted them to go out and change the world, but first, He wanted them to be with Him. That's the real secret to being able to look at someone from a whole and healed and healthy place, someone who's been rejected and uninvited, and for you to be able to say, me too, and completely invite them in. The only way that we can have that kind of love and that kind of perspective in the midst of our own hurt and heartbreak is to go and be with Jesus first. We've got to invite Him in before we go out and change the world. One of my favorite ways to go out and change the world after I've been with Jesus, one of the greatest ways that I've found to invite other people in and be able to speak those words of me too over them, is this thing that my husband and I do called Monday night dinners. So when I was growing up, I had a real broken home life, and we weren't the house that everybody wanted to come and hang out with, but I wanted that for my kids. And so we started when they were super young, saying every Monday night, you can invite someone over to dinner. Now, it could be a friend from school, it could be a teacher, it could be, you know, the band leader at your school, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you can invite them over, we'll have food, and hey, if I don't cook enough and more people show up, we're gonna be like, hopefully the loaves and fish will multiply, right? We'll see a miracle right here in the kitchen. But regardless, we're gonna have an open door. We're gonna have a table of food. But it's not just to be able to feed people in the physical sense. It's to be able to love people in the emotional and the spiritual sense. To be able to look across the dinner table and say, really, you felt those feelings at school this week? Me too. And here's maybe a perspective of Jesus to think about that's helped me, and maybe it'll help you too. It's been one of the greatest things. You know, it's one thing to tell your kids you should go out and love other people. It's another thing in the midst of their own hurt and heartbreak and rejection, which you know they'll experience in school. It's a great thing to give your kids the perspective of this is how you invite people in, even in the midst of feeling uninvited yourself. Because when we give love, that is the greatest demonstration of love, and we receive a deeper sense of love, even in the midst of our own hurt and heartbreak. So yeah, I don't think rejection always has to be the greatest devastation of your life. I think it can actually be a great place of the deepest compassion and the sweetest way to be able to help other people.
Hey guys, Jeff here. If you don't know who I am, this is my YouTube channel. I like to interview people that have influenced my wife and I, Lysa being one of those. The reason I got to interview her is her amazing book, Uninvited. If you're watching this in August, that's when it comes out. If you're watching it after that, it's already out, so go get it. But I just figured it's amazing, so why not tell them a couple sentences about it and where to find it.
Thank you. Okay, so the book is called Uninvited. The subtitle is Living Loved When You Feel when you feel left out, less than, and lonely. And really the whole book is about how rejections of our past are affecting our present day relationships more than we even realize. And so, yeah, I think this book will be, I wrote it so that it's not like this deep,
The cover's very
depressing-
Pinteresty, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I like it. I like
so
it.
it's not like this deep, heavy, like,
Yeah,
rejection,
yeah.
because that's not
Yep.
a fun topic, but it's really all about finding the space where you can live loved, even in the midst of the reality of rejection. So that's what the book is about. You can get it anywhere books are sold. You can get it at my ministry's website, proverbs31.org, or anywhere else, Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
Yes.
Lifeway,
It's 2016. It's not hard to find a book, I guess.
Christianbook.com, wherever.
Exactly. So that's all we got. Check it out. I'll put links down there. This book is fire. Make sure to read it. Peace.